hello, and welcome to Mother May I podcast with Frank and Irene. There you go, Frank. I don't know if I mentioned. I got it. I watched that movie, Frank. I don't know if I mentioned it.
Which movie? Oh, Mother May I Sleep with Danger?
Yes, Mother May I Sleep with Danger. And I had to rent it. Have you seen it? Yeah.
I've never seen it. That's one of those movies you only need to see the title and you get the whole experience, I feel.
Ouch, Frank. You've always been so kind to me. No, honestly, I don't understand James Franco's part in this whole this movie. I guess he just likes to watch women making out and feeling each other up.
Oh, so it was a documentary about James Franco?
I was waiting for it, Frank. I always am. I set him up. You knock him the fuck down, buddy. That's how we do it.
That's right.
He loves those orgy scenes and removing the badge guards, as you well know. He is that kind of guy.
Well, did you ever go to his naked acting classes? I heard they were really good.
No, I'm working my way up to those, Frank. I'm working out every single day. Once I feel confident enough, I think I'm going to actually check it out. I'm running out of stuff to watch on Netflix. Have you been watching anything? Anything interesting that we can?
Well, on Netflix, I watched that new action film with the Old Guard. Have you heard about that?
The Old Guard? No.
It's with Charlie, however you say her name, Therzone or what?
Oh, Charlize.
I can't believe.
Right, she's wonderful for Monster. Yes, she's an amazing actor. Yes, actress. Sorry.
And it's a pretty good film, and it's it's like kind of a sci-fi premise to it, and a lot of action, and also one thing that was cool about it too. Well, it was directed by a woman of color, which is cool. And also it has a very kick-ass LGBT couple in it, two men who are lovers, and they're super badasses, and they kick everybody's ass. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, I love it, sweetie. I love it. It's about time. Vanity Fair, I just read on Twitter that Vanity Fair just had Viola Davis on, and they had the first time the cover was shot by a black photographer. It's about fucking time. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I mean, really. Yeah. I mean, Vanity Fair has always been had its yes. It's always had its nose way up the ass of elitist celebrity culture, and I don't know if you saw the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix, but
oh my God, yes,
the way Vanity.
Sorry,
but Vanity Fair years ago did an article about him, and they had all this dirt on him years ago, and Graydon Carter, the editor of Vanity Fair, chickened out and didn't print any of it, and you just watch that and you're just like, fuck you,
Fuck you a million times over. That is one heartbreaking, harrowing a documentary to watch, a must watch, especially if you're trying to escape the horror of Corona. It's a must see. I think it definitely does blend in nicely. But so I have to check that out. I like it. It sounds very, very positive. All of it sounds fun. You know what I saw?
Yeah, it's like it's a.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, it's because I saw everybody was like, you have to see The Wrong Missy. Have you seen it? The Wrong Missy?
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Oh, okay. It's a film with David Spade. I guess it's Adam Sandler's production. Maybe we should watch your movie first. I'm thinking at that point. I'm actually,
I've never heard of The Wrong Missy.
No, The Wrong Missy. Yeah, it's on Netflix anyway. But I'm glad that you're You're also coming back, riffing movies. The Mads are back, people, right? You're going to start live streaming that show?
And July 21st at 8 p.m. We're going to be doing, Trace Blieu and I are going to be doing a riff of the classic Ed Wood film, Glen or Glenda, film we've riffed live many times already. And we're very excited about it. It's like a whole new thing for us.
That's awesome. So exciting. I'm so glad you're back. I'm sure your fans are waiting, buddy. And on that note, I'm not going to keep our beautiful, glamorous guest waiting any longer. This woman is not only one of our really, really close friends, she's an extraordinary comic. She has her own kick-ass podcast called Friends Like Us. Her special single Black female was just aired on CW and was number 5 in the ratings, Frank. Can you believe that? Number 5.
Wow.
I know. Very, very exciting. Can't wait to have her join us. None other than the beautiful Marina Franklin, everybody. Marina Franklin. And we're just waiting for the gorgeous. Hello, gorgeous.
Hi.
How are you? I was just
hi. I can't see her yet.
Oh, you can't? Oh.
No, I can hear her though, but I can't see her yet.
Oh, really? I see her in full view, baby, and she's looking young and fresh. Sweetie, I just gave you your intro, but you weren't there to hear it. Bear with me because I'm still trying to get the I'm wearing all the hats on this, and I'm not as professional as you are with your podcast,
Do you need my help?
I can.
Now I see you. Awesome.
Do you need help?
I always need help, sweetie. You know I do. Now, Marina, I am quite floored, but not really, because I saw your special, and it's extraordinary. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for you that it was number 5 when it aired on CW. Tell us about that. How do you feel about that? That's extraordinary. That's pretty amazing, Marina. It is what it is, right? Because
it was such a buildup. Hold on, let me turn my TV off. It's not in the
sweetie, please do. Yeah.
Now, what was that again? What did you want to know?
I know. I know.
What
was that?
I know. Now, I was very, very happy. I didn't know. The only way I found out was because my sister told me. My sister sent me a text. She's like a PR. Not like a PR rep. She would kick my ass if I said like a PR rep. But she is a PR rep, and so she was like, "Bitch, your special was number 5. Top on the ratings." So on Tuesday, it was like The Voice, I believe, and I think America's Got Talent or something. And so number 5 was, and it listed it as Marina Franklin, single Black female. And I was just I was happy because I taped it, I recorded it, I performed it in 2018 in Chicago at the Vic Theater, and it didn't really air until Amazon Prime picked it. So it was on Amazon Prime for all of 2019. But even then, if you're not a big name, to get someone to go to your special is really, really hard. Yeah. Even the fans you have, they know you and they're like, we loved it. But the numbers, you don't know. You really don't know. You keep checking in, but you don't know if people are clicking on the links. So with this, I did know. It was like 330,000 views. People watched it.
It's amazing.
So that's all I ever wanted. That's all I want.
I know.
I don't need to be a big star. I just want someone to see what I create. That's it.
And the world needs to know you. And I love you so much. And I know when you did this special, you did this on your own. It was so inspirational. Honestly, I was so touched by this, and I think that you inspired a lot of people in the business that we don't have to wait for somebody to, bring us somewhere. We can put out our own content. You pushed yourself, right? You got your album out. and look at CW #5 with The View and what was not The View, the America's Got Talent. And I mean, this is an extraordinary
thing. So it's not an album. I gotta reemphasize. It's
special.
Not an album.
Special.
Because the reason I say that is because there is an album. The album is on Spotify if they want to listen to it. But the special is not an album. It's a special.
Did I say album? No, special.
No, but it's something that it's not that you're wrong. It's that a lot of people don't know. So like I had a comic once introduce me and say, you know, like for a full year it was out on Amazon Prime, and he was like, he brought me on stage. He was like, check out her album. And it's just really a distinctive, it's a very important distinction.
It certainly is.
An album and a special are two really
different things. Yes. And
they're both out.
But they're both out, sweetie. You're out in the ether and you're killing it. I did get it right in the introduction. I do want to say that. Frank, you also know how you get a lot of your own content out there too, you know, so you know the value of being just diligent and pushing yourself, you know, when you really want to get.
Yeah, and I really admire Marina. I really admire you for taking the initiative and getting this thing made. And,
thanks, Frank.
And it's wonderful to see it pay off like this in terms of lots of people being exposed to your work. I'm very much a part of the DI, do-it-yourself world. And it's great because it's like Irene said, we don't have to wait anymore for people to give us permission to do stuff. There are all these gatekeepers in show business, and, you know, I only ever get to see the gate. You know, I never get to go beyond the gate usually. And
you got to kick the gate down, Frank.
Yeah, and it's really awesome that you're putting that content out there because we need it. We need it very bad.
We totally do need it.
This is a really good time. I mean, there's no time like right now to push out your content because no one is having a good time, and no one's doing better than anyone. I mean, I did go on the road with Jim Gaffigan on Saturday, and I felt like that was like the TV show. You know, like you know how when you're like you're just sitting at home and you're like, why is this person getting this? I mean, I try not to do that, but you're
comparing
when you're not getting something and compared. Yeah, well, it's like. Surprisingly, doing an outdoor stand-up gig was like I could feel people going, well, why does she get to do stand-up? I'm all locked up inside. You know, it's like that whole dynamic.
So was this was an outdoor gig that you did with Jim?
Yes, it was in Ocean View, New Jersey.
Okay. Well,
Marina, how did that feel?
It's cool.
Super cool. How did it feel? Was this your first time performing since COVID, like outside of Zoom?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was my first time, and it felt like I've never been more excited to say those words. That's pretty much really what it was. It's like, one, it's nice to get past like 125th Street where, you know, I live in Harlem, so I love Harlem, but I've been locked up here for 3 months, right? So
yeah,
it's nice to just drive. Like my friend Lois, who was driving me, she's from Ireland. She was laughing at me because I was saying the Bronx looked beautiful. She's like, no one says that. No one says that. Parts, you know, like parts are beautiful, but I'm saying like on the drive, she's like, we're just looking at traffic, and she's like, yeah, you needed to get out.
You've been
so that part was really great.
Yeah.
So that part was great, and then getting on stage and just, you know, there's jokes I'm still thinking of my act and things I forgot a lot of like tags. Like I didn't realize like how important those tags are to making the set funnier than it is. Like, you know, like,
they are.
Like I think I have one moment where I talk about marching, and it's also like, you know, the time that we're in, the subject matter. So I had a kind of like triple it. My job was a little bit more difficult than probably most, only because of a few things. One, I haven't been outside in 3 months. Two, I'm opening for Jim Gaffigan, who is he's a family man, so I know it's a
clean show, very clean show, right?
That's always, when that's in your brain, that's always a difficult thing to do.
Oh, I remember that. Yes. I remember when we were on the road together. That's right. Clean is, it's something that's on your mind. Plus, you're also, I don't know if you would be anxious. I would imagine you would be, because you haven't been up for a while. And comics are used to constantly getting up on stage. So were you anxious when you were up on stage for the first time?
Well, like, if I could just finish this. Yeah. So it was the fact that it was outside. Jim is a family clean guy, and I'm Black. This is a very divided time. So anxious is just it's like, yes, anxious to the nth degree, because you're going into Jersey, so it's like all of these things. Remember my jokes, be clean, and stay Black. So I did end my set, by the way, and I've never done this, but I ended my set with Black Lives. I said, wear a mask, stay safe, and Black Lives Matter.
Yay, sister. I love you.
Good closer.
That's the best closer. That's the only way to end the set. That is amazing. Yeah, I mean, and Jersey, no less. I can't think of another more hostile place other than where I am hostage right now, Staten Island. And I'd be very nervous.
Well, in Jersey, COVID-19 kind of cleanses the air in Jersey.
I actually love Jersey for all its personality. I mean, I've dated several Jersey guys. I
remember.
I actually wrote a whole pilot based on my ex, who was from Jersey. He personified Jersey. His whole family was so Jersey.
Wow.
But I actually do the character of Jersey. I absolutely love. But yes, it's an interesting one.
Wow. So, but it felt good once you were up there and you were able to get back on stage. It feels like you're alive again. I can only imagine, because as a comic, we're so used to getting up on stage all the time. And then in a way, you kind of lose your identity when you're not doing that. So
yeah, you can't be a comedian if you're not getting on stage. You know what I mean? It's just there's only one way to practice the craft of stand-up comedy, and that's by getting on stage as often as you can. You can write at home, you can make music on your keyboard at home or whatever. Stand-up comedy can only be done on stage in front of an audience. So, needless to say, this time is a big challenge for a lot of us.
But I have done some Zoom shows. I've done I've done 3 Zoom shows, which I didn't mind.
Yeah, I did one. It was actually kind of fun.
Was it? What was that like? I haven't done any.
It was. Well, they made it so you could hear the audience laughing. I mean, there wasn't a lot. It was a QED show, and I could hear Cambry laughing. So that was all I needed.
Reassuring.
So
that's all you need.
Show. Yeah.
I did one for Laurie Kilmartin, and it was a good one. It was also during a time when her mom was like, very sad.
I followed that. I followed that on Twitter.
Yeah, very sad.
She was doing this at the same time, checking in with her mom. I mean, that's how much that woman lives and breathes stand-up comedy, that she can perform while in the midst of a very, just tragic.
And also her tweets about it, which were heartbreaking and really intense, were also funny. That was the amazing thing about it. Is she had her own sense of humor thrown in, and her comedic take on it actually enhanced the gravity of it, because her comedy was right on message,
right, exactly,
about what was going on.
Well, that's how we survive, right? We survive through humor. I remember when my father died, it was like one of the most difficult times, and I feel her pain because I had to do a one-person show while he was on his deathbed. I'll never forget that. And he ended up dying. It was like one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. But then I thought, like, if I didn't get on stage and do this, I feel like I would have been even sadder for some reason, because he was somebody that always wanted me to forge on, and not that I wasn't devastated. I was very close to my father. I love my dad. But it's something that we do, I think, as performers. We get up and it's kind of like, not the show must go on, but I'm doing this for myself and I'm doing this for my father. And we heal through humor. That's what we do as comics, you know. So yeah,
so glad you did that. So glad you did that, Irene. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that she was funny. She was laughing, and she's the reason I did the show. I kept telling her, I don't know. Like, she kept following me and sending me DMs. She goes, Marina, if you forget your jokes, I will remind you. I know your jokes. And I actually called her after her mom passed. I called her and I wanted to let her know she wasn't alone. I wanted to talk to her and see if she was okay, just see if she wanted to get anything out, because I love her, you know. But it was just
you're a good friend.
But it was the way she did that show was the best that I've done, because they have people in the audience, like you can see them on the Zoom. So you see how we're looking at each other right now. There's like, if they have an audience, you can flip the page of the Zoom, and when there's a lot of people, you'll see it's like a sidebar, and you could see them, and you could kind of comment on them, and you could kind of heckle them.
Right. Oh, that's good, because, you know, do crowd work.
And they have someone policing the Zoom. Which is
that's
really
so nice.
Important. If anything gets crazy, you know.
Right, they have somebody policing, sort of like a producer. That's amazing. I mean, it wouldn't be it adds the validity to a show to be able to heckle back via Zoom if you're doing it. Yeah, I haven't done one. It seems like but when you hosted, Marina actually hosted a shower with many people for Rachel Feinstein, and fun. I thought that was great, Marina. I was not expecting it to be as seamless and amazing and fun as it was. We had a lot of people for that show, sweetie. You were turning on mics. You were moving, girl. You were moving.
And I didn't have the setup that I have now. I can't even believe that worked.
I mean,
to be honest with you, like right now, it's funny how I keep saying there's no excuse for not doing things now. At this point, right? Like you could say in the first month, we didn't really know. You were kind of like waiting. But now we kind of know this is the long haul. So like I've hunkered down and I've figured out all the technical aspects. Hopefully you can hear me fine. But like internet wise, I used to freeze because I did everything on my Wi-Fi. I didn't know that you have to really connect your Ethernet to the
I just sent away for Ethernet cables, because I'm doing a show next week, and the guy producing it said he recommended I do that. So
it's the easiest thing, and I knew it, but this is where I know I'm getting older. I don't like new information coming in that often.
No.
Oh, we need to process it. Absolutely, we need to process things, but I agree. Like even just doing this show and getting my head wrapped around YouTube and trying to do these things. I agree, Marina. Like we're in this for the long haul, so we have to learn how to work remotely. And guess what that means? If you want to stay connected, you have to be connected. Okay, and I need to get on the Ethernet because I'm the only one up in here that doesn't have the Ethernet all hooked up. Okay. I'm the only one.
Your Wi-Fi is good though. It's holding in. But the baby shower, I'm surprised that I didn't. Did I freeze at all on that baby shower? I thought I would freeze so much.
No, I was really impressed with your multitasking skills. You just froze for a second here though, but not on the baby shower. With the baby shower, I was just impressed with like your whole micromanaging of like throwing them, muting people. And then, it was like, because there were a lot of people there. There were like, I don't know, like 50, I'm guessing. Right. So that was some serious,
it was a lot of comics.
Yeah. A lot of comics. So now what's going on with your podcast? I love your podcast. I've been on it a few times and I always have such a great time. You're still doing that remotely.
Yes. So, so just so you know, you're the one who's freezing.
Oh, I'm freezing?
Not
just so you know,
yeah, you're
the one that's no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, do I tell her? I was like, you'll see me freeze, but it's you. It's you that's freezing, girl.
Oh crap, man.
I'm freezing.
Where's that damn?
I'm freezing just because I can't think of stuff to say. So I'm freezing.
I'm freezing
the podcast.
Yeah.
No, the podcast is great. I mean, it's gotten even better with the quarantine because
man,
you can, my difficulty was getting the guests with the topics of the week. So like you can't always get the people you want in studio for what you want to talk about.
Right.
But with this, you can get them. So it was all about like, I always knew who was best suited for the conversation that I wanted to discuss that week. But the difficulty was getting them in studio. Now I don't have to worry about that. Right. So everyone's been saying to me that the podcast is on a whole different level now because they're like, wow, the conversations have, and I was like, it's all about chemistry. That's it. We had David Alan Grier on the show recently.
Nice. Oh, he's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a great combination of David Alan Grier, George Wallace, and Gina Yashri all in one episode.
That's great.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
I'm ready to retire now that you've told me about that lineup.
Yeah.
I'm ready to not go on anymore.
Frank, thanks for the vote of confidence, Frank. I'm in the fucking room, Frank. I'm in the Zoom, I'm in the Zoom. The fuck. That's amazing, though. And you're right. Now with Zoom, the plus is that, if somebody doesn't want to, do your show and they're busy 3 times in a row, guess what? It gives you a much more extended Rolodex because people are working remotely. So it's gonna, and a lot of people are also home and they're listening to more podcasts. They're looking for content on a regular. There's just.
But now it's getting busy. It's getting busier. So now what I do is I make sure I contact people a little bit sooner because I know everyone's doing this now.
Right.
But I know that the podcast is, it's focused on Black women mostly, but it is women of color. And once a month we do have a white.
I've been the white.
And we do. Yes. Irene has been our white several times.
I've been several times, and I love that show. I had so much fun. It's such a great show, Marina.
And they loved you too. I could tell the fans never attacked you. I don't think, right? No one said anything.
No, I never heard anything negative. No, they love me.
They're like my children's audience. Yeah. I'm always like, what you say to her? Because I'll find out. But they also are very passionate about the show, which I've found very interesting because during this time, everything is very, it's a tough time. We have Black Lives Matter. We have, the disparity is very clear. And, I think the podcast was just always doing this.
Yes,
and now
it was.
People want to hear our voices. And I think especially with the whole Breonna Taylor and just saying her name, getting someone to say a Black woman's name for some reason, it's just very difficult. It's difficult for everyone, even for Black men to say a Black woman's name. So it's really, really great to have these conversations with sometimes just Black women where we're talking about things and getting it out without the filter, without any edits, and we have different views. A lot of times we're not agreeing on things. So it's nice for people to hear us with our range.
With different views, absolutely. Yeah. Because then you're reaching a broader audience. Yes. It's amazing.
Black women, let's not forget, Black women are going to play a huge role in getting rid of this president. So we should be grateful to them for that.
You got that right.
Yes.
And I do believe he's gone.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
But I don't want to get complacent. I don't want to get complacent with the polls. You know how it was.
Yeah, me either.
No, I think we should go forward as if Trump is way ahead in the polls.
Right.
That's how we should. be going forward. But in 2018, Black women played a huge role in flipping in getting a lot of bad people out of power. So, but my point about that is just that they play a huge role, and then they're not, and then like you were saying, they're not talked about. You know, it's their role is diminished, even though they played a gigantic role in changing things.
And that is why, like, I appreciate Jim Gaffigan a lot, because it's like, I appreciate the white man so much because Jim didn't have to have me on his no, but he didn't have to have me on his show. You know, he could have been like, I don't know. Like, Jim also came out on his Instagram, and I believe he put Black Lives Matter, or he made a very specific choice in his Instagram, and he knows that most of his audience, they're very white, you know, and you know, it was a brave stance on his part, and
it was.
And he's always, you know, what I love about him is he is promoting, like the fact that he promotes me I know this is going to sound like very like sort of selfish, but it's just nice that he's promoting a Black woman, because in Hollywood, in comedy, I don't see a lot of that from Black men in comedy. Now, I would say Godfrey
100%. 100% agreed. 100%.
I mean, ever since I've done my special, I would say, you know, it's a great thing, but it's also a sad realization that the people who promoted my special mostly, and that have really kind of given me a hand up, they were white. Now, you could argue that it's probably difficult for, you know, Black artists to get to a point where they can share, you know, because of the crabs in the barrel thing, and look back and pull others up. And I would say, but Black men seem to help each other. But I would say as far as Black women in comedy, like, there is a place for us that still needs to be better. It needs to be we need to be more seen, and the differences, like, we're not all one type. You know,
exactly.
It's like we're not all Tiffany Haddish,
right?
And you know, Tiffany Haddish, by the way, who did a great thing on Netflix by supporting her friends by putting, you know, Black women, a trans woman up. I believe there was there a Latino one? But there was still a white woman on her show. Like, that was her reaching back. So there's an example of a Black woman helping out other women in this industry. But I just would like to see, I think Chris Rock does it pretty well too. Chris Rock does it with, you know, Wanda Sykes, Leslie Jones, Janelle James. You know, he's really good at putting names out there.
Well, I
would just like to see more.
I worked on the Kamau Bell. I worked on the Kamau Bell show, which Chris Rock produced, and that had the most diverse writing staff, I think, of any late night writing staff ever. I was the token white guy on that staff.
Well, they picked the right one, Frank.
No, wait a minute. I wasn't just the token white guy.
You were the token sex symbol. Sorry.
No, I was the token old white guy, because I did a sketch once, and they said, and here is our token old white guy, Frank Conniff. So
bastards.
But this has been my main thing with the podcast. That's why I started it, was because I did feel like at a point when Saturday Night Live, they you know, they put it out there that they didn't think we were funny. Remember, they said they didn't know if there were any Black women.
Oh, I remember.
Oh my God! Yes, yes.
So after that, that's when I started Friends Like Us as a podcast, because I was like, you remember, Irene, I was stumping around the scene, and it was just me for a long time. And then 15 years later, you can trip over a Black female comic for so many. So
I know.
I don't understand what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
So I was like, let's have this conversation. Let's start having a place where you can be and where I can put your name on the, I'm not a celebrity, but I can try, I'm like a D celebrity.
So you are a celebrity. You're an A celebrity, sweetie.
Oh, thank you. But I was like, maybe I can try to put some of these women's names in the mouths of people who are out there who are going, I didn't. And I have had people come back and go, Marina, I didn't know about Gina Yashere. Amazing. Gina thought everyone knew about her. They were like, I don't know about Gina Yashere. I didn't know about Ida Rodriguez. I didn't know that there was an Aaron Jackson. Thank you, Khalees Hawkins. Oh my God, she's hilarious.
That's what you're doing because you're introducing them to your platform and to your audience, sweetie, and your fans.
So I just try to get their stories, and their voices heard, because I just think it's really important. Because if you hear our stories, as little as you may think, Hollywood, the fight for us in Hollywood is, like, you could argue, like, is that as important as a nurse job? But the stories need to be told so that they can believe us when we do go into a hospital. They'll go, oh, I do know this type of Black female. She's not so strange and mysterious.
Right.
That's right. And you just keep doing your show. You were doing it before. I mean, it's true. I was there from the beginning. Your show, you were ahead of the 8 ball, sweetie. And guess what? More than ever, it's needed now. So we are running out of time. I could sit here and listen to you all day because I not only love you as a person, your heart, but I love your mind. I really, really do. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Frank. It's so good to see you.
It's great to see you, and I hope I see you in person at some point.
Do I just leave? What happens?
No, you don't just leave. You don't leave. This is the low end. Tell us where we can, anything that you're working on, your special once again, and anything that you have that's coming up in the next month.
So it's mostly just the special. Follow me on Instagram too at Marina Y Franklin. That's my Instagram handle, Marina Y Franklin. And Single Female 2020 will be putting out some posts on that page, which I did for the Tournament of Laughs on TBS. And then you could go to my website, marinafranklin.com, to find where you could see the special. If you don't have Amazon, there are other links there at marinafranklin.com. And of course, the podcast, the link is there on marinafranklin.com for friends like us.
Definitely tune in and watch that special. That is the best poster I've ever seen in my life, PS, all right? Number 1. Anyway, Marina, I love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
I love you.
Thank you, Frank, Marina.
We love you so much. Frank and I, follow us on Instagram and on our YouTube channel. Follow and subscribe, please, and we'll see you next time. Mwah. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.